Hi guys, Rebecca here, and today is 4/9/2017. Time is 7:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes it approximately 10:46 a.m. April 10th, 2017 in New Zealand. We're just going to basically go over a few quakes that have occurred since last night. We're going to start with a 2.1 at 131 kilometers in depth, sitting over here on the west side near Tasman Bay. The next quake was a 2.1 at 161 kilometers in depth. This quake sits off of Tasman Bay in the Cook Strait area. Our next quake was a 2.5 at 160 kilometers in depth. This sits in the Western Bay near Lake Taupo and Taupo Lake. The next quake was a 5.4 off Macquarie Island, west of Macquarie Island. This quake here I don't think is associated with New Zealand. If we follow this ridge around, we'll see that it runs over here. But we'll also see that it runs back towards this way, and if it goes that way, it's continuing towards Africa. And that's where those bigger quakes were in the last few days. The next quake was a 2.7 at 87 kilometers in depth. This one sits off of White Island. Our next quake was a 3.1 on the other side of White Island. I don't worry so much about the smaller ones. I pretty much go over the deeper quakes. We had a 2.1 at 138 kilometers in depth. This sits off of Hawera. Our next one was a 3.8 at 36 kilometers in depth. This one here is near Mount Healy. The next quake was a 4.8 occurring down near Wellington. Near Magatoe. Now, my personal opinion, and I could be wrong, but when I see the quakes come down this way, you see this break right here? I've never once seen them on this, in this area. So what I believe is that they come down this way, but they don't go any further, and that this area pushes this way, which causes this area to have more quakes. Our next quake was a 3.4. was within the same area. And it was 20 kilometers in depth. The next quake was a 2.5 followed by a 2.8. That was followed by a 4.5 over here in the Cook Strait. Then we had a 2.8 down here towards the end of the South Island. The next was a 2.4, which sits over here off of Wanneroo Bay. Then we had a 2.1 at 119 kilometers in depth. This is back over here near Dovedale. And if my hypothesis is correct, from what I've been watching, these two will combine at 250 kilometers in depth with pressure. And you're going to end up with a 4 or a 5 this way. Our next quake was a 2.1 at 151 kilometers in depth. This sits over here near Waitari Valley. The next quake was a 2.8. This was back down here at our swarm location. It's followed by a 2.5 at 68 kilometers in depth. Could lead up to a possible 3. The next quake was a 1.6 at 90 kilometers in depth. This all here is deforestation. New Zealand is known for wood, paper, and things like that. Next was a 2.1 at 72 kilometers in depth. And that is the end of my update for today. The areas that I'm most concerned about are within here and in here. Anyway, you guys, I will talk to you later.